massive day at Sha Tin Sunday. 3 Group 2s and 11 races on the B+2 were all on the turf. Paul Lally's here at selection time and we get underway with the first at 12:30. It's a running of a Class 4. We've got Blazing Wind. James McDonald returns for his stint. He rides Blazing Wind for Denny Shumack. Exceed the Wish has the hood going on. First starters 5 and 6, also number 8 and 9, and number 10 just for good luck. Oriental Tycoon has the pacifiers with cows going on. The 12 is scratch top scorer, so in comes number 12, Circuit Victory for Matthew Poon and Manfred Mann. Lots and lots of first starters here, Paul, in the first, but Newborn Miracle, one of them, he looked like a rocket in a recent trial.
He definitely did. He jumped out about 2 or 3 lengths ahead of everything else, so I think he'll go to the front. Circuit Victory comes into the race and he can go along forward with him. Exceed the Wish has shown a bit of speed in his last trial. Wisdom Star's got a lot better draw than he did have on debut. Multi-Bingo. Now, Gallant Crown, it normally leads, but not over 1200.
1650 has been his best performances at Happy Valley. We start, Paul, with Blazing Wind, who is still fairly lightly raced. 5 starts, couple of placings. They've been at his last 2 starts. A second to Harold Wynn, and then this fast finishing second to Patch of Time, who of course has gone on to win again since.
Yeah, and he has. So the form looks rock solid. I think Danny Shum's given James McDonald a really good ride here to start off his Hong Kong sojourn here as well, and obviously he's got Romantic Warrior later in the day, so I think he can get off to a winning start with this horse. He's looked good and just got beaten by Patch of Time, who's gone on and won again.
Easy as that. On to maybe minor players here. Flying Doubles had 1 start. He ran 4th here. Zach Purton does stick. David Hall trains him, and there he is down on the inside just looking for some room. Doesn't have the luxury of barrier number 1 this week.
No, he doesn't. But look, he's been going well. He's got barrier number 8, so he could probably get a similar run though, just in behind. He took the gap when he was asked to. I think he's the main danger to Blazing Wind, and Zach's not going to make it easy for James, is he? So I think he'll get his opportunity, no doubt.
Wanted to run around a little bit too in the latter stages, did Flying Double. Now Exceed the Wishes had 1 start. He ran 12th in that race, and King Show has had 3 trials. Can you make a case for either of these? No.
Both these 2 horses, I think, are going to just need a bit of time. I mean, Exceed the Wishes by Morris, so he'll need a bit further, and Redwood, the other one, King's Show, is by Redwood, so he'll need, I think we'll see the best of him at 1800 metres, not 1200 metres here. So happy to watch both these 2.
And that's the auspicious that wins that trial. He'll debut later on in the program. So we're sticking with raced form, even though there's a stack of first starters.
Yeah, we are. And I think the horse Blazing Wind with James McDonald on looks ready to win. So he's on top to beat Flying Double. I'll give Wisdom Star a chance. He's only had the 1 start and he drew wide. He should get a lovely run just in behind. And Lucky Impact's been a little bit costly in both his starts. He's been beaten favourite twice. But look, he did show a little bit on his debut, and I think there is some ability there with him as well. 1, 4, 13 and 7.
I don't have to go any further than race 1, number 1 for the opener. A reminder at 12:30, the first at Sha Tin. And race number 2 is a Class 4 over the 1400 metres, and it has Oriental Smoke at the top of the book on the class drop. He's never missed top 3 in this grade. Ballistic Win has the cheek pieces and the hood going on. Super Love Dragon on the class drop. My Flying Angel, cheek pieces off, blinkers go on. Unison a gear change, cheek pieces off, blinkers first time. Biddy Alliance resumes. He's had 3 trials. Wind Speed, a last start winner, carries an extra £7. And Concord Stars runs second in a trial behind How Deep Is Your Love. Will wear blinkers, but does draw out in barrier number 14 as we flick across to the speed map here, Paul. Yeah, look,
Greenwich, I think, has got the pace to cross Wind Speed and get to the front here. My Flying Angel has been leading in his recent races, but he took a sit last time in a trial and finished off better. So I think they'll just maybe try and hold him up a little bit. Concord Stars drawn wide. Ballistic Wind should get a nice run, and I thought Unison will get a good run as well. Super Love Dragon, he likes to go back, and he should get back towards the rear.
Ballistic Win is in our first replay. He's figured in your selections plenty of times so far. 10 start horse, 1 win, 3 placings. James McDonald jumps aboard. He's had 3 runs at this time in for 2 placings and a 7th. This is the most recent third.
Yeah, a nice third from him as well. I mean, He is, as you say, cheek pieces. Hood goes on top of him. Did win over 1,400 metres, and this is the distance here. Drawn nicely in barrier 5. So, look, he was pushed out nicely, and it was a nice run from him. He's one of the main chances.
That is a good report for our first replay. There on to Windspeed, who is a last start winner. He's just easing up 3 wide, turning for home. He did go off at 20-1 in this race. He's got a better draw, extra weight on his back. And you've had California Moxie in your selections in recent times too.
Yeah, look, and he's a horse that always runs on, so he always gets you. Look, I'm going to put him in again, California Moxie. I won't put him on top, but I just feel he might need a mile or further at this stage of his career. But look, he did finish off nicely. Windspeed wasn't expected to win this. The only thing in his favour there, Legend Paul has come out and run really well again since, but I'm just a bit worried about these big price winners going back to back.
And that is Windspeed and California Moxie. This is Super Love Dragon. Paul, you've been all over him lately too. It is his first time in Class 4. He's coming back from the 1650 of the all-weather last time. Do you prefer him on turf?
Definitely. So this is his last turf run 2 starts ago, and look, this was a lot tougher this race than we're going to see. We've got Pray for Mur that ends up winning this race, and that's Voyage Bubble down on the inside there as well. There's no horses like that in this particular contest, and you can see him finishing off really nicely. So down in grade, Zach Purton jumps aboard. I think he's a really big chance in this.
That's a good report for them. And finally, this is a trial around My Flying Angel. He's had 2 trials. He wins this one over Happy Park. He also won the other trial up at Chung Fa, beating Alluring Lau. And as you mentioned, he's been ridden off the pace in them.
Yeah, I have had him in the numbers a few times, but the stamina was always the little query for me. Maybe this is the better way to ride him, held up, or maybe it's the surface. Maybe he's better on the all weather. But look, I'm just going to watch him in this race. I think this is quite a tough race.
We'll leave him out till he's had a run or 2 under his belt. Then My Flying Angel, who's going in?
Going to put Super Love Dragon on top here, the downgrader. Look, he's been hitting the line very strongly. Ballistic winner there for second. I thought Unison will get a very good run. He's drawn nicely, barrier 1, and his 2 runs to date haven't been too bad. And California Moxie again gets back. He'll be running on strongly at the end. 3, 2, 7 and 12.
That's all been McDonald and Purton. Purton and McDonald for Paul in the first 2 races. The boys to Quinella the first and the second for Mr. Lally. Third race is a Class 4 over the 1,200 metres. At the top of the book, we've got Super Legends in good form with a win and a place at his last 2. Fortune Warrior has a new home. He's now with David Eustace. The crossover noseband back on and the tongue tie is on for the first time. Healthy Golf, Island Breezes, Little Squid, Meowth, and the Auspicious all make their debuts. Meepa's first up, and Day Victory has the crossover noseband off. The bottom one, Paul, Fantastic Choice, has a £10 claim and early speed.
Yeah, be surprised he doesn't lead, because he loves to lead as well. Meowth, which is the Pokemon, or the first starter there, should get a lovely run in behind. The Auspicious, they're both first starters. Fortune Warrior's got a bit of a wide draw he's got to overcome. Colourful Winner will need some luck. And Super Legends, when he draws wide, they generally go back, and Little Squid hasn't shown too much speed in his trials.
You've got cats, Pokemons, Roadrunners and Squid all in this race. Karis Teaton's not riding any of them. He's on Island Breezes. Karis Island Breezes, a first starter, 5 trials. Has he been a horse you've wanted to stick with all the way through from that first trial?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. He's showing us a bit in the trials. You know, I felt like after every trial, he's like sort of getting better physically, mentally also. You know, he's a progressing horse.
What's his barrier manners been like, because he's drawn well this week?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's well behaved. He's a new horse, well behaved. He gets himself out. He gets himself rolling, and when you need him, he sort of present himself pretty well.
You're shaken up a little bit in that last trial. Is that still a learning thing with him, just to keep him going?
Yeah, Pierre just wanted him to do a little bit more in his last trial, of course, for going towards the race. He can sort of get a bit laid back if you just leave him alone. So he just wanted him to do a bit of work and make sure he hit the line strong.
Quick chat on the big 3 in the 3 races. Mugen, happy with his trial?
Yeah, of course he's had a layoff since Japan. I think that trial last time will bring him on, and I think going forward he's going to get better.
Cheng Cheng Glory looks a nice pickup ride, he's very honest.
Yeah, I just worked him now. He's a lovely horse to sit on. He gives you a very good feel, and like you say, it's a nice pickup.
ensued. Group 3 winner last time, but that pesky romantic warrior appears in that race.
Yeah, with that good draw as well. I mean, you know what? He's a horse that's gonna go out there and give us his 100% best. He always sort of try his best. So if we get a bit of luck in the run, he's gonna be able to run a good race.
One final question. Big game next Tuesday night. Hong Kong versus Mauritius. Pick the score.
Mauritius for sure. 3-1.
He didn't say who to. Mauritius. There is Karis Teaton on Island Breezes. A few to look at here, Paul. We start with Super Legends running second. Bienvenue. He's had a trial which we'll see shortly. Super Legends, £135 on his back, so 2 more and a wider draw than what he carried here.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a query for him, but he's been in really good form at the moment. That win they sort of stole from the front because they went so slow, but then he backed it up with a really good run behind Majestic Express and was only beaten right on the post here as we'll see this race. But look, he's going nicely at the moment. I'm going to include him because he's in really good form, and you can see him really stretching his neck out there. So he's a horse who wants to try, and he does want to win.
As is his jockey, Vincent Ho, who's been riding winner after winner. Here is that trial of Bienvenue up at Chung Fa. He does come from last to win the trial. He was pushed out to do so. He beats Verbier, who's due to run on Wednesday night at Happy Valley. However, 3, 5 and now barrier 14 in this field.
Yes, you have to go all the way to the back. So prefer him if he draws well. He needs everything to go his way. His 2 runs so far have been a 5th and a 6th. By star turn, maybe 12, even up to 1,400 metres for him, and you can see him pushed out to win the trial, but I'm happy to watch.
It's a watch on him. The Auspicious has had 3 trials, a 4th in the first one behind Race and Grace. Then he beat Invincible Sage, and then he wins this one over Mighty Strength. They were getting close, and he was shaken up near the line. Barrier number 4 for his first start. Alexi Badil on board for Me Choi.
Likes to lead. That's the thing with this horse, but he's not going to be able to do that, I don't think, with Fantastic Choice with £111 in it. So, look, he's another one I'm happy to watch on debut as well. The trials have been okay. He's been pushed out a little bit. Me Choi does get these horses up and running on the all-weather in particular, so his better runs have been on the all-weather. Let's see what he can do on the turf.
We will indeed. So that's those trials about a couple of first starters. Resuming is Mimip, who's had 2 starts first up for 2 placings. Is he capable of avoiding the anvils, the trains, the rockets and everything else the Coyotes fly at him?
He's had a few, hasn't he, last season, but he's run well. And his best run has definitely been his debut run, I thought, when he came home really nicely and was just beaten. So I think this is the right time to catch him.
So I go, yeah, all right. So you with the Roadrunner?
I am. He's on top, Mimip. We'll put him on top here on a seasonal debut to beat the first starter. We heard from Karis here with Island Breezes, Super Legends, and Fantastic Choice if we catch me if you can, I think, from the front. 12, 7, 1 and 14.
There it is, race 3, number 12 for Paul Mimip to resume with a victory. His first victory by winning the 3rd race. Preview time for race number 4 now. We've got a first starter in Hong Kong at the top of the book here. Class 4 over the 1,400 metres, and it's Happy Universe who makes his Hong Kong debut. And Begin Life in New Zealand comes here via Macau. Silver up, blinkers and tongue tie off. Now with Mark Newnham. Santorini has the cheek pieces off. Better draw for Mark Wynn. Amazing run, slightly better gate for him. He ran on okay in a recent trial. Happy Park is minus the crossover noseband. We've got Harmony and Home, who's a 2-time course and distance winner. Yichong Raider blinkers off and the visor on for the first time. Looking at the speed map here, Paul, we have this race jumping from a pretty fair start point at the 1,400, about a 400 and a bit metre run of the first turn.
Yeah, exactly. Santorini's likely to lead this race. He's up and trip and he likes to go forward. Happy Park's been going forward in his races. Has Pearl of Pangs, who's only had a couple of starts. View of the World and Mark Wood. I think it'll be slightly close, and the rest generally do get back. Silver up, they might change the tactics a bit with him because he's from a new stable, but in his previous races, he generally was a little bit slower.
Harmin Home, he was good enough to win back-to-back races this course and distance not too long ago as we head back to the 8th of September. This is also the last time we've seen Owner's Praise, who has placed second up in the past. Harmony and Home drawn, barrier number 10, has that man Matthew Poon in the saddle. Did you make a case for these two amongst your selections?
No, I haven't. I just wonder about this as a form race because they're all sort of finished in a bunch in this particular contest, and they sort of went slow from the front. You can see there wasn't much over first to last. I mean, owner's praise, you can see, did catch the eye, but I just wonder about it as a form race.
We'll risk that one. Mark Wynn, you've been with him at his first two starts. Excellent debut from well back in the field. He's thereabouts in the finish here. He just can't quite reel the first two in. Do you go again at start 3?
Yeah, I think we do, because it was a little bit of a muddling race, this one. And look, he drew 9 and 8, so he was a little bit further back. He's drawn 2 now, so I think he's going to be a little bit closer in the run, and I think that could be the key to winning this particular race. As you can see, he fought on nicely enough off a slow pace, and he wasn't too far away. So this is only his second start. I think he's very close to it.
The horse that wins that race too, Master of All, has been in terrific form. Next up is View of the World, who's had to do it tough from some wide gates in recent times. He's had barrier 11 4 times. Not this. Barrier number 3, he gets a great opportunity too.
Won really nicely 2 starts ago, and it was a bit of a horror show for him here. He finally did manage to get out and finish off nicely here for 4. So I think he's the biggest danger to Mark Wynn. He's really found some form this season, and both runs have been really, really good. So you can see him again. This race was another one where they did finish in a bit of a bunch, and about a year he could almost just about have won the race, but in the end he did only finish 4th.
Silver up. These colours debuted for Mark Newnham out of the stable with Street Conqueror on Wednesday night. Luke Ferraris rode him. Luke is also aboard the Grey, who has had 3 trials to prepare for this. Gets a good draw. His most recent trial is this one, running 3rd behind Lucky Blessing.
Yeah, blinkers off, tongue tie comes off here as well. I just always wonder if he'd be better with a slightly longer trip. Did run 3rd over 1,600 metres, although has been placed a couple of times at 14 metres. I just think he might be better over the mile. Nice enough trial from him, but it was a low pressure trial, wasn't it?
That is a breakdown of runners in race number 4, but Mark Wynn from the good draw.
Yeah, I think this is his turn to win, Mark Wynn. He's gone really well in his last couple of starts. View of the World. Look, amazing run. Both his win was strong 3 starts ago, and he's come off slow pace in his last 2. And Happy Park, he's been racing pretty well, this horse. Arguably his best run was at Happy Valley, but he still races really well here at Sha Tin. 5, 6, 7, 8.
And Paul's 4th selection, Happy Park, has trialled strongly since too at Sha Tin after that previous start. But as easy as 5, 6, 7 and 8 for Paul in race number 4. Sprint course in use for the 5th. We run straight down the 1,000 metres at Sha Tin, and it's a Class 3. Flying High is a 5-time course and distance winner, as is Carroll Street. Youthful Spirits has the hood off. Alpha One was a course and distance winner 2 starts ago. Candlelight Dinner has the hood going on. Fast Network wears blinkers for the first time, as does Midori Glory. He's also moved stables. He's now with Pierre Rung. Heroic Master comes back from the 1200. King Profit's had 2 trials for a 2nd and a 1st since his last start. And Super Fortune, he's a down the straight winner too, with Matthew Poon on board him. So a number of noted straight trackers here, Paul, but Candlelight Dinner's shown abundance of pace in his trials.
He has, isn't he? He's won trials by big margins or gone out to big margins. Alpha One has as well, though. He's when he did win, he led all the way down the straight as well. Blinkers on, first time Fast Network. It was a bit of a horror show for him last time. He should get a nice run. Midori Glory, another one with blinkers. Youthful Spirits has been racing at Happy Valley. Super Fortune, Mega Bonus, all sort of Happy Valley. Well, Mega Bonus in particular is a Happy Valley horse. And look, King Profit led in a recent trial, but he's gone back in both his races, and they're over 1,200. This is 1,000.
We'll talk more about King Profit shortly, but some race day form. We've got 7 to look at here, Paul, including King Profit, but his trial is upcoming. Who are you taking out of this replay here? Fast Network's so very unlucky.
Yeah, I'm going with him. I mean, he was unbeaten before this, and look, everything went wrong for him. He couldn't get the gaps at the right time, and look, he's going to. I think he's going to be a lot closer in the run with those blinkers on for the first time. Look, Midori Glory interests me as well. I'm going to go with put him in as there from a nice draw. He's got barrier 12 again. He's changed stables with blinkers on for the first time as well. So coupled with a couple of gear changes, and Alpha One. I mean, it was a strong enough win for him, and he managed to hold on, and 1,000 metres for him. So look, I think all three of these are legitimate chances in the race.
Extra £4 on the back of Alpha One since that win going into this. On to King Prophet's trial. Now, this is the one you mentioned up at Chung Fa where he led, and he stays on to win this trial, does King Prophet. You can see him down there on the rail. Beats Fast Responder. He's also run second behind Kaying Superb in the other trial, but 1,000 metres here for the second time.
Well, we just saw him in the race, didn't we? I think that's probably a better indicator because, you know, a lot of these horses are just having a nice, easy trial, and he's finished back in both his races against a lot of his rivals. So for me, he's going to have to improve a lot to finish in the top four.
We'll go straight then to Stellar Express. James McDonald, John Size, the combination here, has raced well down the straight and just yet to pick up that win. But 1,000 metres, this trial he ran fourth behind How Deep Is Your Love. He's actually had two trials.
Yeah, nice quiet trial from him, and there is definitely ability there with him. He hasn't managed to get his nose in front. Been a little bit costly. He's been beaten favourite at least 3 occasions as well. So, look, I'm going to put him in the numbers, but not on top. I think he's going nicely enough, but there's a couple ahead of him in this one.
That is a look at runners in race number 5, and ahead of them all for you is Fast Network.
Yeah, I think he can bounce back. Fast Network, everything went wrong last time, and his 2 wins prior to that were both very good. Give Midori Glory a chance. New stable, blinkers on. A couple of gear changes there. Alpha One, from he should be right on the pace, and we just talked about Stellar Express, 7-8-4-5.
That is the preview for race number 5, and being an 11 race program, the 5th will kick off the Triple Trio. The first of 2 2,000 metre races is race number 6, and this one has Natural Storm at the top of the book. So We Sing has the cheek pieces off and the blinkers going on for the first time. Supreme Agility minus the blinkers. Fortunate Son crossover noseband. Braveheart's a last start winner, carries an extra £5. Simple Edges place 3 from 4 course and distance. Both California Totality and Family Jewel come up in grade with wins next to their name. And Sunstrider is up from the 1,600 metres first up to the 2,000 metres for the first time. The pace angle of the race here, Paul, comes from California Totality.
He might have to work to get across because 18 Carat is another leader in the race. So, but I think he'll eventually just go for it, California Totality, but he just might have to work. Packing Hurricane can be a lot closer. Fortunate Son and Supreme Agility, they're both up in trips. Fortunate Son in particular, Bright Inheritance, So We Sing, Sunstrider, and the rest sort of get back. And Family Jewel from the wide draw, I think, will go back.
Bravehearts was a winner last time when he stormed down the outside to win. Sunstrider's 7th. Fortunate Son a bit disappointing in this race, and So We Sing finished well back. Sunstrider and Fortunate Son, can you see them improving off this performance?
I can, because of the distance from 16 up to the 2,000 metres, especially Sunstrider. He's a horse that we've seen a lot that always hits the line really strongly over shorter distances. I think 2,000 is going to be ideal for him. So, look, this is quite a tricky race. I'm definitely going to take a chance with him. Bravehearts, I'm going to put him in as well. I think 2,000 won't be a problem with him. And I'll give Fortunate Son another chance because prior to that, he'd been very consistent, that horse.
That's a good form line report for Paul off the first replay. Packing Hurricane 9th, but he does love 2,000 normally. Supreme Agility, 18 Carat runs a 2nd in this race. He's trialled quite strongly since too, has 18 Carat. So the same distance as race 95 is this race on Sunday.
Yeah, look, he'd be the one I would take out of this race, would be 18 Carat, because he can put himself on the pace. As well. So, look, he's definitely a chance. But I think that the race we saw previously is probably a stronger form race than this one. So, look, I haven't got any of these in that we mentioned. But Supreme Agility, he did catch the eye on the dirt last start. So, maybe he's on the improve. But he's been racing well at Happy Valley as well.
He has. As we head to winning form around California Totality, he has his first look over 2,000 metres. Barry number 11 with that shortish run to the first turn. He was good enough to sit up outside of the leader and grind them out of victory here.
Look, if he had drawn lower, he would have definitely gone in for me, California Totality, because I quite liked him in this race. But up to 2,000 metres first go with a wide draw, that was just my little concern with him, just in his racing, the way he races, because he's just going to have to work to get in. Now, Family Jewel comes in this race as well, and he's another one coming up, but he goes back. Whereas it's going to be a little bit harder here, I thought, for this horse, which is California Totality.
That is Jumbo Fortune running placing, as he has done many times of late. And here is Family Jewel, California Totality third in this replay. Family Jewel made it back-to-back wins. He was first up luckless, and then he's unbeaten since. Extra distance for him, 2,000 metres also.
Yeah, so these are the two I tossed up. I was just saying in the previous of which one to put in, and I just think with California Totality, a front runner drawing wide, whereas Family Jewel, a back runner drawn wide, there's a lot more advantages on Family Jewel. And he did show that really good turn of foot and did beat California Totality fair and square in this race as well. So as such, he's the one I'll put in front of the other one.
There you go. But you do like the form line out of that first replay?
Yeah, I'm going to go with that first replay as my main form sort of reference for this race, with Sunstrider, Fortune Sun and Bravehearts, and then Family Jewel, I think, coming up in grade. He's more than capable in this grade. I think he'll come up pretty short though, Family Jewel, after winning his last couple of races, and he is up in grade, and with James McDonald aboard, you might have to take unders with him. 13, 5, 6 and 10.
And race number 6 is also the first leg of Sunday's Six Up. It's Group 2 time. The first of the 3 Group 2s is the sprint. It's over 1,200 metres for the Bank of China Hong Kong Private Banking Jockey Club Sprint. California Spangle carries less weight than last time. Victor, the winner, has the cheek pieces going on. Invincible Sage struggled a bit first 2 runs back. Kaying Rising has won 7 from 9. Lucky With You, Flying Ace, both 1,200 metre winners 5 times. Mugen's won second up. Helios Express fast finishing placing first up. And Beauty Waves comes out of the Kaying Rising race when running 4th to the speed map here, Paul. And in front, it is California Spangle.
Yeah, look, he's led Victor the winner the last couple of times they've met, and so I think he'll be able to cross him okay. Kaying Rising will come across. He'll be in a battle with Copart and Prance and Invincible Sage. All those 3 drawn wide, but I think they'll come across together, and unfortunately, the one that could be caught wide there is Copart and Prance. Beauty Wave should get his opportunity. Lucky With You. Helios Express will get back with Mugen, and How Deep Is Your Love? He hasn't got the early gate speed.
Interview time. Here is the man that's going to ride the boom sprinter, Kaying Rising. It's Zach Purton.
Zach, big weekend of racing coming up, the recognised trials here in Hong Kong for the international meeting in December. You've got a really strong hand, it would seem, notably in the sprint. Let's talk about Kaying Rising, because what he did last time was mightily impressive.
Yeah, he's been raising the bar every start. He's gone out there really, and more so the last 6 months. It was a good win, and you know, if he can just stay in that form, he's going to take himself a long way.
He's a horse, Zach, who has clearly come a long way in a short space of time, obviously very well handled by David Hayes. This is a race that you know well. You've won the last 2 runnings, of course, with Lucky Swains. How much bigger a task has he got ahead of him now as he sort of steps into this sort of level weight sort of race?
Probably, if anything, might become a little bit easier for him, because he's meeting a lot of these horses better at the weights, and he's had a couple of runs now and he's ticking over, so you know, there's probably more runners in the race than what I would have liked, but you know, he's got plenty of gate speed and he can get himself in a nice spot.
There are 3 Group 1 winners in the field, obviously, as you mentioned, with the ratings and the way the rates are set. You're receiving £5 from them, so good quality looking race. Just with him as an individual, I mean, we've seen him, as you say, keep raising that bar. What more does he have to do? Because he's looking as if he's just the all-round package.
The only thing he has to do now is win a Group 1 race. He doesn't have to improve on his performances. He showed us last time, you know, that he's capable, that he's got it. So he's just got to continue to turn up in that form every start now, and you know, he's at the top, the pointy end of the things. So he's got to deliver on the big day, and you know, that's his challenge. But like I said, doesn't need to improve.
It must fill you with a lot of confidence as his rider going into this meeting. Obviously, this is his trial for the big day. He comes through this well. You're going into December, obviously, with the ace hand.
Yeah, well, it's the weather's been good. They've been able to train the horses, in a regular routine, which also helps. He loves the track and the surface here. It's his home track and his backyard, so he's got a lot of things there to help him. But yeah, he's got to get to the big dance, and he's got to show us what he's got.
Zach, you never seem to give too much away, but how excited does this horse get you?
You never put the cart before the horse until he does it in a Group 1 race. He's still going through the grades a little bit, and he's doing it nicely, but we need to see it on a big day.
With Zach there on Kaying Rising, Paul, we're going to go back to the Premier Bowl now and pick up the replay from the start with the winner Kaying Rising in that yellow cap. There he is out wide. He's got a whitish draw again, so 9 to 10, similar sort of gait, and you'll see him bust along. The other horse to take note of is the one going right back to last, Helios Express, in those purple and yellow colours. And the sectionals he ran first up were very, very good.
Yeah, very good. Look, the thing with Kaying Rising, as we could see there, is that he actually beat California Spangle out of the gate. So it just shows he can get out into that position just outside the leader. I've got no doubt whatsoever. California Spangle eventually leads, and you can see him still going nicely. Now, he does meet Kaying Rising 2 pounds better off, and he is a Group 1 winner, so we know he's already been there, done that. But keep an eye on Helios Express, because when he managed to third his way through, it was a very fast sectional to finish off here.
As Zach just checking the big screen to see where the opposition is, and Helios Express storming at a second. You saw the sectional times on the bottom of the screen when they rounded the home turn. Now off to the trials we go. This is California Spangle and Victor the winner. He was pushed along a little bit. California Spangle good. It is Romantic Warrior who's about to come through along the inside. Is there any scenario you can see where he can beat Kaying Rising here?
Oh, look, he has his drawn barrier number 4. If he gets to the front, he's going to be out of trouble, California Spangle. He'll run his own race. It's just, the way he could beat him is if Kaying Rising does get into some sort of trouble or whatnot. And he does meet him slightly better at the weights as well. And, he's got the runs on the board, California Spangle. Kaying Rising looks like he's going to get there, but he's been there, done that.
Where's this horse at, Paul? He's a Group 1 winner from last season, Invincible Sage. His first 2 runs back have been pretty average, to be honest, and he's been pushed out here behind a Class 4 horse. Yeah,
look, I just wonder if he needs a bit of sting out of the track at the moment with him, because he does perform really well on sort of a rain-affected tracks. He's drawn barrier 11 as well, so even though he is a Group 1 winner, he's hard to have in this race.
There he is. That's New Future Folks winning that trial, who has trialled well consistently since he's been here. We'll roll across now to How Deep Is Your Love. Your concerns last time with him was barrier number 2 and thought that the inside gate might not be his friend. He's got barrier 6 this week.
Yeah, so that's slightly better. But again, he just hasn't got that gate speed. So he's always on the back foot. Is How Deep Is Your Love. He'll need a bit of luck from getting back. So, barrier 5 actually. So he does... He does get back, and look, that's just a little concern I've got for me. You don't want to give some of these horses a start.
Absolutely, especially with the turn of foot that Kaying Rising showed in that Premier Bowl. Here's Beauty Waves, who hasn't done a bad job. He's another one that comes out of the Premier Bowl. He was beaten 3 lengths in it, 123 pounds, so he goes up 8 pounds for the 4th.
Yeah, and look, it was a nice enough 4th for him as well. Again, he's going to have to improve quite a bit again to beat Kaying Rising, because he was a distance behind him. He's drawn nicely in barrier 3, so he'll get his opportunity once again. There's nothing wrong with the trial. It's just whether he's good enough on Sunday. But look, he's definitely one you could consider for a minor placing.
There's a breakdown of runners in the sprint. Is it all Kaying Rising?
It looks that way. I mean, he's obviously the boom horse. He's on the up. He's on top to beat Helios Express. Now, it wouldn't be a major shock if Helios Express beat Kaying Rising. It would be a minor shock. But, I can see scenarios where that could happen. California Spangle 3rd. Mugen's trial was pretty ordinary, but we know he's a class horse on race day. 4, 9, 1 and 8.
So the first of the Group 2s to the first of the big guns for Paul. Carrying rising with respect for Helios Express in second place. Race number 8 is the Jockey Club Mile, and this race is at 4:05. Voyage Bubble second up. He was huge first up. Beauty Eternal is a 2-time winner second up. We've got Beauty Joy, who's won 3 times over the 1600 metres. Happy Together was scratched on the 13th of October with a heart abnormality, so he resumes for the first time since June. Taj Dragon with the blinkers off, and Ching Ching Glory visor off, blinkers go back on. Karis Teaton's turn to ride him this week. You're going to go on him shortly, Paul, with the amount of times they change jockeys.
They do. There is a jockey go around there, isn't there? Beauty Eternal, they've cracked him. He needs to go to the front and lead. Has his last couple of starts. Red Lion, his stablemate, should get a nice run in behind. Ching Ching Glory can put himself right there. Taj Dragon. Voyage Bubble should get a lot better run than he did on his last start. Galaxy Patch can follow Voyage Bubble into the race.
And the focus horse, of course, is Galaxy Patch for the mile. Here's Nick with his jockey, Vincent Ho.
Yeah, of course, love to ride him again very soon this weekend, and he's trialling well the other day, been jumping very well, so we're happy of how his form is, from October to now. He should improve from that.
Last time out, Vincent, in the Sha Tin Trophy, he was devastatingly good. I mean, he's beaten proven Group 1 winners, Voyage Bubble, Beauty Eternal. I mean, it's very strong form. He's taken the scalp of a couple of really good ones.
That race was still a handicap race. Now we're getting into those set weights. Of course, it's still 128 to 123, but it's still a little bit of advantage to us. But I mean, it definitely is one of those top-rated miler here. Yeah.
I know you've only gotten him relatively recently, Vincent. You're 3 from 3, so you're unbeaten on him so far. He's got to a mark of 124 in a very short space of time. Just tell me, what kind of horse is he? I mean, you're no stranger to riding good ones. We'll get to those in due course. But what kind of horse is he, and what are his attributes that's allowed him to get to that sort of mark so quickly?
A very high-quality horse, of course. Horses like him winning and performing from 12 to 2000 is not easy, and he's doing that. So that already proven is one of the best horses in Hong Kong, and he's still learning. It's still green. Last year it was 4 and only turning 5, and he's still learning how to relax in the race and learning what racing is about. But now he's a smart horse, and he learned quick. That's why he can perform from end of last season and bring it on to this season, and his form should be well, and we'll keep him well and better for the IR.
There he is, Vincent Ho, talking Galaxy Patch. Paul, we're going to focus on him now, coming out of the Sha Tin Trophy. He just finds a way to win, doesn't he? Doesn't seem to matter what the tempo of the race is. He's just good enough to get it done. Having said that, the run of Voyage Bubble, who was just luckless from his draw first up, was also excellent. Yeah, and he is a pound better off with Voyage Bubble, not much weight difference. And look, I can see a similar scenario in this race where he tries to come off Voyage Bubble's back as well. I think this is the Quinella for sure, these two. But again, I would say it wouldn't be a major shock if Voyage Bubble overturned it. He is the Group 1 winner, of course, is Voyage Bubble, and you could see him finishing off really nicely here when he wasn't entitled to, because he was wide all the way. He dug in deep right near the line there, didn't he, Voyage Bubble? As we go on to some trials now, we start with Beauty Eternal and Galaxy Patch. He just had a very quiet, relaxed trial here, Galaxy Patch out the back. Beauty Eternal sticks on solidly outside of Beauty Waves, who we see, of course, in the race prior. Yeah, again, this is just a maintenance trial for the two. I'd be shocked if Beauty Eternal didn't go to the front, because that's the right way to ride him. That we've seen that, and that's how he did win his Group 1. So, look, he's just having a nice quiet trial here. Galaxy Patch runs on nicely without doing much. So it's just basically just to show you that they're fit, ready to go, as you'd expect. That is maintenance trial number 1. Here's another maintenance trial. That's Redline running second and Beauty Eternal up outside of them turning for home. That's not Voyage Bubble on the rail. That's Voyage Samurai, who's come out and won since this. Redline, Paul, he won a really good race in the Group 1 behind Beauty Eternal in the mile, but it was a wet track and he had a perfect trip.
Yeah, so look, I haven't got him in. And he should get a perfect trip once again, actually, Red Lion. But I just think he's just half a level below these two horses. And again, here's just another maintenance trial for Beauty Eternal. So we're seeing a bit of him.
We'll continue this episode of Home Improvement with more maintenance now, with Voyage Bubble up at Chung Fa. He runs 5th in this trial. He sat wide in it, but it was exactly almost what we've seen from all the others. Not asked to do too much and put some miles in the legs.
Yeah, exactly, and you can see him. Nice easy work here for Voyage Bubble as he comes down. And like he's just maintaining his fitness with this, as you can see, and doing it easy enough as well. So you can't really pick up too much from this.
Tim the Toolman.
Yeah, exactly.
What was his name called? Wilson?
Yeah, Wilson. That's right,
Yeah, he would have just been watching over the fence, seeing those maintenance trials as well. Who are you going with here?
Well, we're going to go with Galaxy Patch to beat Voyage Bubble, but I think that's the Quinella for sure. I'm going to give Chang Chang Glory a chance. Like he's quite an honest horse, this one, and he's going to put himself right there. And I think the mile will suit him well. And then Beauty Eternal from the front. 5-1-9-2.
So there's 2 of the Group 2s down. And Paul with the boom horses, Kaying Rising, the first one, and Galaxy Patch in the mile. Race 9, and he's back. Romantic Warrior returns in the Cup. We haven't seen him for quite some time. We've also seen him trouble the world last season, but he resumes here with James McDonald and Denny Shum. We've got 5G Patch, a 2-time course and distance winner. Encountered's first 2 runs back have both been over shorter distances. Kaying Generation, Derby placed. He's had 3 trials between runs 2. Has Kaying Generation. Ensued carries an extra £8 free Sasa Ladies Purse win. And Money Catcher, Awesome Fluke and Winning Dragon round out the 9th. Paul, where is Romantic Warrior going to be?
I think he's going to be in the perfect position. Like he's drawn 1 and he's got gate speed. I think he'll just sit behind the leader, which will be Kaying Generation. Look, Kaying Generation went back last start over shorter trip, but his best run in Hong Kong is that Derby run where he just tried catch me if you can and made it into a real staying contest. I think he'll do something similar in this, so we expect him to put the foot down. Nimble Nimbus and Sword Point like to go forward. I think they'll eventually get across, just saying they might have to work. Encountered, Money Catcher's hopelessly out of form. He used to lead all the way, and Winning Dragon went forward last time, but that's Class 3. That's a different kettle of fish here.
We need to hear from the man that did such a great job with Romantic Warrior last season, Nick with his trainer, Denny Shum.
He's good. He had a lot of preparation, and all the preparation all come back. Hugh rode him for the trials, and Gary Lau rode him for the track work. They give me the very positive reports. Yeah.
2 seasons ago, he won this race en route to winning at IR, where he was mightily impressive, won by over 4 lengths. This is obviously a trial for the big day. Coming into Saturday's race, I imagine you've left a little bit to build on, have you? I mean, is he 100% this horse for the weekend?
Of course not. You can imagine we can't put a horse for the first start to be 100%. But to be honest, it is early season compared with last early season. Then he go to Melbourne. This time it's much better than last year. Because he didn't travel. He didn't know the time, the weather, and the place. So it's really strange for him. But now he stayed in Hong Kong. It's really, really enjoy. So now I can say his condition compared with last season, early season, is better. Yeah.
Yeah, no plane flights. He's been sitting out the balcony having a few beers during the afternoon as Romantic Warrior getting ready for this Paul. In all seriousness, though, 3 trials, 1 over 1,000, 1 over 1,700, 1 over 1,200. Doesn't matter what this horse does, distance-wise or anything, looks like he could win over all of them.
Yeah, well, don't forget he won his debut race at Happy Valley, sitting about 5 or 6 wide the whole way, which very, very hard to do. And it sort of proved he was going to be a top-class horse. You can see him really stretching out nicely here, so he had a really good blowout. He's had those trials, he's drawn one. Look, into the other two features, if they get beaten, it's a minor shock. Here, it would be a big shock if he gets beaten.
Absolutely. So that's Romantic Warrior. On we go now to the Sasa Ladies Purse, and they're a well strung out bunch here. Sword Point fourth. He's been a bit better since he won that race on the all-weather. La City Blanche second. Ensued wins it. Nimble Nimbus runs fifth. Encountered eighth, and 5G Patch. He'll end up running 10th, but he will appreciate the 2,000 metres. What's this race going to be like as a form race, with all things being equal, for something to run second?
I mean, this is a Group 3 handicap, isn't it? But it is a bit of a lottery behind Romantic Warrior, I think. Now, the one I'm going to take out of the race is the one in the red and orange on the inside there, which is Encountered, because we know he's a good horse at his day, and he has won this race before. I like the way he attacked the line there, and this is he's going to be up to 2,000 metres. He's got a new trainer, and so he's the one I think that can prove a lot. I'm not going to totally write off Sword Point either as on a minor line, because he's showing he hosed up on the all-weather, and that run there showed that he's back to a bit of form.
And he has won over 2,000 metres before, has Sword Point, but it's all about number one.
Yeah, like he's going to be very, very short odds, but I think he'll win. Romantic Warrior. Encountered. Kane Generation, he could set up a really good side for this race if it's Catch Me If You Can, and then Sword Point in there on a minor line. 1, 4, 7 and 6.
And if you want to set your clock, start time for the Cup is 4:40 Hong Kong time. Race number 10 now, and this is a Class 3 over the 1,400 metres, with Johannes Brahms making his Hong Kong debut. He's trained by Aidan O'Brien. 5 trials he's had. Gracious Express has placed 2 from 2 course and distance. King Miles huge last time after bluing the start. Mastermind has his first run in Class 3. Hyper Dragon Ball resumes on the back of 2 trials. We've got Fantastic Fun. He's had 4 trials since his last start. Thunder Blink has the hood going on, and Magnificent 9 is on a 7-day backup here, Paul, as we roll to the speed map. And King Miles, you've got him jumping better this week.
Yeah, look, it just all went wrong. He's normally a reliable jumper. This is the first time that he's really missed it. But Gracious Express, there's no real leader in this race, but I thought Gracious Express can lead. Now, the question being is, what do they do with Johannes Brahms on debut? He's been racing over shorter distances before he got here. He's drawn 14 without much pace in the race. I think they'll be positive, and that's why I put him good to go forward there. King Miles, get a nice run. Hyper Dragon Ball, and Giddy Up will have to go back.
You might have to talk to the lads and see where Johannes Brahms is going to end up. Aidan would.
Yeah, he would.
As we move on to King Miles, what we haven't seen here is the start. Never Too Soon runs 7th. He should have been beaten a lot further than what he was. Green and White's in this race, and he's come out and beaten a very talented field last weekend.
Yeah, in the Panasonic Cup. So, look, it was a fantastic run from King Miles. If he reproduces this, I think he's going to win, with a clean jump. And hopefully he does have a clean jump. It's just, I think it was just a one-off. But look, he's won in Class 3. He did beat the Wanabe in Class 3. So we know he's more than capable in this grade as well. So I think he's the one to beat. Mastermind.
He is a horse that has broken through now and won 2 in a row. James McDonald, David Hayes combined with him. He carries 125 pounds from barrier number 10 at his first look in this grade.
Yeah, so look, as he come up in grade, he'll probably start favourite as well, I'd say, with James McDonald on. He's going to get back from barrier number 10. That's just the query with him. He's going to finish off strongly, but I thought King Miles get first run on him, who has won in Class 3. This horse hasn't. He's the main danger, though.
That is Mastermind and King Miles. Here is Johannes Brahms. Now, his win prior to arriving was over 1,200 metres at Nace. Zach Purton rides him. As you said, all of his racing has been over shorter. Some of it has been on top of the ground, so a dry track won't worry him. But yeah, he's got the miles into him, 5 trials. Yeah, 134 pounds, barrier 14 with Zach aboard, so he's going to come up shortish. I'm happy to watch him just on his debut, especially over the unknown 1,400 metres with top weight. It's just, look, the trials have been okay, don't get me wrong, but they haven't really blown me away. What a watch and see with him. And what about Gracious Express? Hugh Bowman, Ricky, you the combination here. He runs second in a trial up at Chung Fa. Not asked to do too much, and the horse that runs past him just happens to be Kaying Rising.
Yeah, so look, he goes in for me. I think he'll get the easy lead as well. Gracious Express, depending on what Johan Brahms does, but he trialled nice enough here. You know, there's no disgrace losing to Kaying Rising in a trial, so a good trial from him on the pace, out of problems. I think he's a big chance.
That is race number 10, but King Miles bounces back.
Yeah, jumps and wins, hopefully with King's Miles, should get himself into a nice position as well. So he's on top to beat Mastermind, Gracious Express. And Beauty Crescent is a professional place getter, and no reason why he can't place once again. It was a good run behind, steps ahead at his last start. 4-6-2-3.
Paul with Vincent Ho to combine with Francis Loy and win race number 10. No, we're not done. There's 11 races on Sunday afternoon, and the last race is very good. Packing Power's unbeaten in 3 starts, carries 1-3-5. Fast Responder has a tongue tie going on. Devano switches back from running at third at Happy Valley last time. Young Superstar was scratched on the 20th of October with a barrier mishap, ruling him unfit to take his place in the field. Super Infinity has placed 2 from 3 in this grade. Thesis hasn't raced for quite some time. January, in fact. Champion Instinct has had 4 trials, 3 of them this season since we last saw him. And Lifeline Express comes up in grade from a wide draw after placing last start. Really good field here, Paul, and we've got Devano leading. Yeah,
he has led in his last couple. I think Packing Power will try and get outside him. It depends what happens with 80 light years, because we know he has got pace when he wants to go forward, and he has got the 10-pound claim on him as well. Young Superstars led when he's won here in the past. Victory Sky, Champion Instinct, Super Infinity's been getting back. So look, the first start of Presslink I think will go back with Lifeline Express, who's drawn wide, but I think every horse will get their chance with the pace, expected pace in this race.
Luke Ferraris is our man for race number 11. Here he is talking about Patch of Cosmo. Luke, the off-season break seemed to treat Patch of Cosmo very well.
Yeah, he's matured really well, mentally and physically, and he's sort of taken that step up that he needed to.
You've changed the tactics too. You tend to ride him a bit further back. Has that also helped?
I think it was it happened a bit by accident, to be fair. He had the blinkers on for first time, and he missed it half a length when he had them on, and he seemed to rock at home that day, and he won. So we started to ride him like that in his next start, and it worked again. So we won't change a winning formula.
Poor fellow just doesn't have much luck with the barrier draws. 10 this week.
No, but in saying that, he is probably gonna get back like he has in his last run. So, I mean, if you can find a spot midfield or worse with a bit of cover, hopefully he should be running on like he has his last 2 starts.
Big step up in class, up into Class 3, but he's done everything right and deserves his shot.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's we'll find out how good he is now, I suppose. He's taken on the 2 restricted Class 4 1200 metre races, and now he goes up into Class 3 with the big boys. So we're going to see how good he is, and it'll be a good acid test.
Finally, happy with his work?
His work's been great. He's just been ticking over nicely. Worked him this morning, and he's ticked all the boxes.
And there he is, Luke Ferraris on Patch of Cosmo, but it certainly doesn't end there, Paul, with chances galore. Packing Power can't have done any more than what he's done. Win, win and win. He beats Glory Elite here, who came out and won the start after this. He's going to Happy Valley on Wednesday night, Glory Elite too. Yeah. Zach Purton sticking with him with the top weight. Yeah,
he looks the one to beat, as long as he can carry the weight, which he's looked really good in his races, Packing Power. So 3 from 3, Barry 8, a little bit sticky. That's what we saw that in the speed map. He might have to work, but he sprinted away from Glory Elite here. They were well clear, and as you say, Glory Elite's come out and franked the form. So one of the major chances for sure.
There's My Wish, who's run third in that race. He's had a barrier mishap and still won last time. So strong form race, that one around Packing Power. Devano's very consistent. This is his Happy Valley third last time. He's no stranger to course and distance. He has won over the 1200 twice, and just a pretty honest racehorse.
He is. Look, he didn't lead here, and when he did win, he led all the way as well. So from barrier number 2, I think they'll be definitely positive with him. He's a two-time winner now from his 6 starts. So look, he's been going nicely. He's had a couple of runs back this season, and he wasn't far away there. So he's a major chance.
Super Infinity, there he is running second last time. This was over the 1200 metres. 7-day backup for him, so Savvy Brilliant wins this race. He's been in good form. He's run second at his last 2 starts. He a player here?
Yeah, he is. I've included him as well. He's a horse that is quite honest, Super Infinity. Did win nicely 4 starts ago. Backed it up with a couple of seconds as well. So haven't got him on a win line, but he's definitely a horse you can include on a place line, and you can see him finishing up really strongly behind Savvy Brilliant, who I think is a smart horse here in Hong Kong.
He is. He's done a good job in a short career, Savvy Brilliant. Now, Lifeline Express right down the bottom. He did win 4 starts ago in Class 4, so 3 starts since then. Second run back and comes up in grade with a 2 next to his name.
Yeah, look, I'm not 100% with that, but the other good thing, positive thing with that is he gets the lightweight. He's got barrier 14, so he's going to have to get back. But in saying that, he should get the race run to suit, because I think there is a bit of pace in this race. He finished off nicely. He's done this in both his races. I thought he was entitled to win both times, but he's just found one better than him. And now this is going to be a lot tougher. This is quite a strong race to come into.
Now, Presslink here, Paul. You've gone within an inch or 2 on Wednesday night of Top Time at 50-1 winning. Will this horse be a similar sort of price?
I think he will be in this field. Look, he does come with some strong Queensland form. He's a Saturday winner at Eagle Farm and also ran 3rd in the Queensland Guineas. And look, this is his last trial that we've seen on the turf. Now, he's had numerous all-weather trials, which have just been okay. He actually had a 1650-metre trial on the all-weather, which is a very unusual thing. But he's a horse that takes a little while to wind up. But with the way the pace is in the race, look, I wouldn't be surprised if he runs a cheeky race. And you see these horses with sort of place group form overseas come here and perform pretty well. So maybe he's just overlooked with a wide draw here on debut. Matthew Poon's aboard as well, and he's been in great form.
He has. Well, after Top Time, certainly won't be bagging having this one on top, so it's Presslink at any old price.
Yeah, we're going to put him on. We'll put him on top. I mean, this is a really good race, but we'll take a chance with him. I mean, Packing Power, Super Infinity, Divano, Lifeline Express, they're all major chances in the race. But I'll go with some value each way, see if we can send the punters home happy like we did on Wednesday night. 2, 1, 7 and 5.
And there it is. That is a preview for Sha Tin on Sunday. A huge day of racing with 3 Group 2s, B+2, all on the turf. 11 races. We get things underway with the opener at 12:30.